Many people, including teenagers, think that there is no point in life, whether it be from bullying, financial issues, or their life isn't just that easy right now. Many of these people have suicidal thoughts, but they do have somewhere to turn. Suicide.org is a suicide prevention awareness and support group that is non-profitable in Ontario. Suicide.org has a 24-hour hotline for people to call when or before they are considering killing themselves. This website has a number and a website for each city that offers this. Suicide.org has many people you can talk to, including military veterans or just someone off the street, and much more. This site is trying to put an end to suicide.
What are the church's teachings on suicide?
Well, basically, the teaching is the same as the church's teaching on cancer, Alzheimer's, any of that. It's an illness, mental illness, depression. So that would be basic teaching. And the church has always been in the, if I could say it, the business of moving against illness, whether it's physical or mental illness.
How do you and the church react in the event of a teenager or someone committing suicide?
Well, we would be with the family, provide support. When it comes to a violent death, I've discovered it adds another layer to the wound, as with murder or suicide in particular. And so, as a church, we would try to mobilize the community to support and so on, and to educate the community to recognize that this is sickness, not sin. You know, the person, it's not, suicide isn't sin any more than getting cancer, dying of cancer is sin, or dying of Alzheimer's is sin. It's sickness.
It is sickness. Is it true that some churches and Catholic cemeteries will not deal with a suicide death the same way as a normal death?
I would be surprised if that happened today. Now, I was born in the 1930s, so I think at that era there was a misunderstanding, and we didn't really understand mental illness, and we felt we didn't see it as sickness, and we didn't realize the black hole that depression pulls a person into, so that there's really no other way out. They really cannot, we believe today, really cannot make a true human decision. And so, yes, in the place where I came from, there was a place called the Condemned Corner, where you buried people like people who died of suicide. It was terrible, or they wouldn't have Christian burial, things like that. That would not exist, I'm sure, in any place in Canada today or the US, but I can't validate that, I can't give proof, but I would be surprised. But it certainly did. It certainly did.
What is the church doing to try and prevent suicide?
Well, I think the church is in a really good position to prevent suicide, because a person basically, if they know they are deeply loved and that therefore they are valued, that they have value, self-image, all that kind of stuff, that can see a person through. Now, Christian tradition is that at the heart of a person's life is the image and likeness of God, and that they are incredibly loved, more than they would ever imagine, and so they are valued. And so if they really hear that, then if anything can, that will pull them through. You know, like Scripture says, even if a mother forget your own child, God says, I'll never forget you. Well, that's what we need in a dark time. And somebody says, it's unconditional love. I don't care what you've done or what you don't do. It doesn't depend on that. You're loved simply because you are. Sounds like a good antidote to suicide to me.
Yes. Why do you think that teen suicide has became a bigger issue?
I'm not sure of that. I could take some guesses at it. I think abuse can lead a person to that. Not that it's the full thing, but if a person has a tendency to that, in other words, there's something in the brain that kind of, that may kind of push them over the edge. I think it's the lack of support in family and community, because people are more mobile now, and so they move from here to Malaysia and here to Vancouver even, or something like that, and so they're more, they don't kind of have the same thing, but the high suicide among Native peoples, though, would seem to militate against what I've just said, because in fact they would have some very tight communities, and yet the suicide rate is dreadful. It's phenomenal. It's terrible among Native people. So I'm not sure. That's one of my guesses at it.
Have you ever had to deal with the suicide?
Yes,
Yeah.
more than once. Once, high school student, university student, last while. And as I said, I've also dealt with a murder, at the funeral. So it's that kind of violent death that really adds another layer to the grieving. A lot of guilt, especially with a young person. You somehow feel, if the person is 40, or there's we're really concerned about senior suicide too, because elderly people don't see any point in life left, or something like that. But yes, I have, and it obviously affects. It's not something you forget.
No.
You don't need that every day.
No.
It's gut wrenching.